Hello, young artists. What we're going to start with on this little lesson is how to draw boxes in a row. So boxes of the same size, receding back in space. This technique is a little perspective trick that you can use to make sure that the boxes recede in space in an equal way. All right, because as you go back in space, your boxes are going to get smaller, but you get smaller in an equal way. So let me show you how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a box down at the bottom right-hand side of my image. All right, just one single box. So I'm going to build that below the horizon line for this demonstration. This technique can also be used for making a scene if you wanted to have objects that recede in space in a regular at regular distances, kind of like things like lampposts and things like that. I'm going back down a street or sidewalk lines. This is a great technique for that. So I'm going to create abstract boxes in that style for this. So I'm building my box below the vanishing point right now. You can do the same. All right, here I've got it. And I'm going to have the boxes go down off in the distance this way. I'm actually going to keep these extra lines, but I'm going to erase the extra lines over here. And there you go. There you have it. You have one box below the horizon line. If you want to pause the video at this point in order to get to the point that I am, feel free to do so. After you do that, what you need to do, and this is where the perspective trick comes in, is you have to measure the height of the box at the first point. Okay, so this is one of the few times where you're actually measuring the actual height in centimeters of the line. Looks like mine is 4.8 centimeters. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that and crunch the numbers to come up with what the halfway point is up that line in terms of measurement. So my halfway point at 4.8 is 2.4 centimeters. I'm going to put a dot there. Okay. And what you're going to do is create something called a guideline that helps you create the next box back in space. So I'm going to draw a line. I drew it slightly more faint because it is a guideline. It's not a line that stays there. So just like so. And then we actually use this guideline to figure out where the next box back in space lines up. All right, so watch how this works. So we're going to take the bottom corner of the first box and then the other side of the box where the intersection right here of the edge of the box and our guideline. I'm going to put my pencil here and the ruler as it goes through that intersection, and I'm going to do another very faint guideline, okay, to the point that it hits the top of the box. All right. This little perspective trick is a little math built in to figure out where the next vertical line, i.e. the next box, drops down. All right. So when it hits the top of the line there, that's where the next line drops down. Okay. Then you can continue extending your boxes in space. And building the top of it again. And then you continue that process for however many you want in a row. So next, I'm going to take the bottom of my second box, where it falls through the guideline on the second line, and draw the guideline through that intersection. Looks like I have to extend the lines going back in space. I'm going to extend it back that way. And there it is again, where it hits the top of the box there, that line. I'm going to drop another vertical line, and you notice each time I do it, it gets incrementally more narrow as it goes back in space in an even way. I'm going to close off the box there, and then again, now I'm going with my third box, bottom corner, line it up with the guideline through the middle, Okay, stop where it hits that intersection and drop that line one more time. Okay, extend the line back across to the other vanishing point and the other vanishing point, so I get my 4 boxes in a row. You'll notice that they're at regular intervals. We could continue going smaller and smaller and smaller as they go back into the vanishing point. All right. See, now that you can see it now that it's been created, you could see that these could be, if you're talking about a real world situation, rows of houses going down the street, each getting smaller, or each one of these could become a lamp post or a fence post as you're going back in space. What I'm going to do now is, now that I've got my 4 boxes, I'm going to erase all my guidelines and extraneous lines. So clean up the drawing, erase those diagonals and the guideline. Clean up the drawing as much as I can. And just like that, there you have it. 4 boxes in space, receding in space at an equal interval. Try it.